Okay, so let's render this guy. But before that, when you are working or as you're working on this, you can actually preview the render, how the quality of how this is going to look. And so this here is a preview, a render preview button. You can click on that and you can see that it quickly, in real time almost, um, renders in good quality. And so if you move this around, it will render again and render again. And this is great, but it will slow down your machine if you're using it for more complicated scenes. So it's best to turn that off as you are working. I will add another object in here before we do the full render. And so I'll just bring in a can, and I will bring in another object here. And this is a little big, so what I want to do is make this a little smaller. Hold my shift key, click on one of the squares, and that's pretty good there. Then I want to bring this forward, not have it overlap in the can, but maybe in the front like that. And then we'll take this can and move it forward as well. Have it about there. Let's use our orbiting tool to move this around, and I want to move this can a little bit closer. So as you can see, once this gets down in here, this is a little hard to get to some of the directional arrows and the squares. So this is where you could change your pivot of your can to the center. So now it's not in the, it's easier to get to. All right, and so let's tilt this scene just a little bit like that and move it back like so. And I think I want to just move this a little bit so that it is not overlapping. I wanted it overlapping before, but this one's overlapping, so I think that's good. All right, let's give this a little bit of color. So can, and click that, and can material, and let's give this something a little wilder. Let's see, how about this color here? And then with the lid, or this can down here, let's change the lid to something. Click on that and something like this cracked glass material. Okay, and then we'll save that. Okay, and then we'll hit render to render this scene. And if there's nothing here, it just means this is your first time rendering since you've opened the program today. You can give your project a name. Let's call it 3 objects, and you can render in low, medium, and high. Of course, the higher you do it, the slower your machine will go. I'm going to put it on low. You can render a Photoshop file if you think you're going to be doing some post-production edits, color correction, things like that, cropping things out. You do that quality. If you just want a flat image, of course you can do both, but if you just want a flat image, when you're done, PNG is fine. You want to save it to somewhere on your computer and then hit render. And of course, the render time will vary depending on, uh, a few things. How many objects are in your scene, um, the quality of the images that you use. If you use large images, if you use vector images, all of that will change depending on what you use. And of course, your computer. Depending on the processing power of your computer, it will impact how long this takes. So we are at, it says 40%. If you look down here in the progress bar, it's 40%, 47%. We'll let this go. We can see that we're losing a little bit of speed because we're recording and using a few other programs. So I'm going to let this tick on a little bit. If it doesn't take too much longer, That'll be great. If it does, we'll stop the video and just kind of cut to the end. But we've got about 20 seconds, and so hopefully it'll finish before something else goes wrong. Let me get this off of my face there. There we go. And we're just about done. So, but you can see the quality of this render. You can see how realistic it is. And it took a minute and 31 seconds to do that. So one thing that you want to make sure of is that you don't wait till the last minute on your assignments, because a computer could very easily crash and you might need to rework graphics, rework the scene or something, so that you don't have any problems.